I never heard none of y'all go, hey, E.T., can we come to that free board you doing on Monday at Michigan State? None of y'all ever asked me to do that. Y'all all want to get on the big stage with me, but I ain't even on the big stage. I'm at Michigan State every Monday, but you never asked to come to Michigan State with me because you don't see the glamour and the glitz in that. But you see when I'm on stage, the 4 grand and Nikki and Jose and Isaiah is clipping up the clips, and I'm in slow mo and I'm on front of 5,000, and you see me. That's what you want to do. You want the clips that they show on Monday. You want the clip. You don't want to do the work.
This episode of the Secrets to Success podcast is brought to you by none other than Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, the green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day, without you having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then that cleanup afterwards. You don't have to do any of that. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, turmeric, just to name a few? And because you listen to the Secrets to Success podcast, you get to save 20% on your entire order. So go right now to www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI/success. And get you and your family something that really makes a difference in your health.
You ready? All right.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined, as always, by the New York Times best-selling author, Dr. Eric Thomas, man. Congratulations, dog.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Man, me and E did a podcast a while ago when the book was released. We didn't really know exactly what was going on with the sales, if we were going to make it. But we made the New York Times bestseller. And
multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. You know, who's counting?
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is, going back
to back.
It was funny because when we talking about this moment, obviously we talked, the first goal was household name.
Yeah.
And then it was like #1 motivational speaker in the world.
Yeah.
And then it was, all right, me and you had a conversation at the beginning of last year, and we were just like, all right, what's next? And we knew there was
I remember when you was like, E, you got to go back and finish the PhD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's that milestone as well. And then beginning of last year, we were like, yo, what's still left to accomplish?
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, let's do a New York Times bestseller. Like, remember I specifically hit you like, yo, we ain't got our like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, our, Outliers, our The Giant Within. We don't have our version of that.
The tipping point.
The tipping point. I mean, the list goes on and on. And I was like, yo, we need that classic. And I was like, yo, we got to do it mainstream if we're going to try to hit the New York Times bestseller. And, that goes against everything we believe in. We've been Master P out the trunk forever. And now the moment is here. It happened. We here. How do you feel?
To be honest with you, it's mixed emotions. You know what's crazy? It's like, wow, some people want this to happen. Mm-hmm. Because it's like gonna boost their career. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, I get it now. Like, before, what I'm saying? Like, where we come from, bro, we don't know New York Times bestseller. Like, none of our parents or cousins, nobody in our families ever. This ain't even a goal for them. So for me, I always knew, like, man, people really want to get on that list. What they want to get on that list for, now I get it. It's like, most people don't have the ability to attract thousands of people without, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they have to have some product to do it.
Right.
Like, so we did it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of anticlimactic because most people use this to blow up. Mm-hmm. It was crazy for me. I was kind of like, man, I'm really not happy because now you getting all the calls, all the TV shows, you getting, we just got off the phone with, I don't know how to say what they are, but they like do films. They like, you want to turn into a movie, news people call them, whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to get on the news. Like, I don't want to be on no TV show. Like, I don't want to be on a different show. Like, I'm actually trying to get out the game. I'm trying to retire. So I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, I see why people do it. Everybody calling you now. Everybody wants you on their show. Everybody I don't want to be on nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But the part that I love is all the attention we getting. Now I was able to call the warden in New York, and he like, we ready to get this. We got 20,000 kids.
Right.
We ready for you to get the book in here. We ready for you to come in here. Somebody in Michigan called me, New York. Like, yo, Boston, I talked to a dude. He like, let me read it. Let me get the clearance. And as soon as we can get the clearance, we're going to have you in here. So for me, I'm geeked because I'm like, yo, the energy I was trying to put on a Nobel Prize that I wasn't necessarily getting, I'm getting that energy now where people are like, yo, I ain't gonna have no problem with the warden, no problem with the governor. Like, I ain't gonna have no problems getting you in now because you New York Times bestseller. You got proof, you got evidence, you got the PhD. So that's what I'm geeked up, that what the ultimate goal for us, which is the Nobel Prize, this is actually pushing it with an energy that before we didn't necessarily have.
Yeah, no, and I think one of the things about this particular book and us doing it the way we did it, we bet on the supporters, right? Like, we bet on y'all.
Yeah.
Like, we had an opportunity to take maybe a bigger check up front that we turned down. Like, nah, we believe in this. We believe it's going to be a New York Times bestseller. We believe that people going to support. Talk about how it feels to have people ordering bulk and people ordering, you know, for their kids, and seeing people at the, Barnes and Noble now. And like, has that feeling been different? Because again, prior to this book release right here, we never had anything in Barnes and Noble. I told E, we got a barcode on this joint. We had a barcode on the last one. It was just for show.
We made it up.
You know what I'm saying?
We photoshopped
the
that
barcode
joke.
was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And, now to see, the people who you've poured into over the years, really for the first time had a chance to do something back. Like, how does that feel to see people, coming out by the thousands, just showing love to the book, buying it, buying 2 copies, buying 5 copies, 10? How does that feel?
Now, I'm gonna say this. Thank you. I had an opportunity, and please, whoever's listening to this, don't take this the wrong way. People take your words and try to, do all kinds of stupid stuff with them. Let me say this. I'm grateful for Penguin Publishing House. Grateful for all the doors that you guys have opened and tried to open. I'm grateful for the shows that have invited me on, right? But there's one show in particular, they were supposed to have me on the week of to do, with this and push the book. And the Queen died, of course. And so they probably pushed it back 3 times. So on the 4th time, with them hitting me up, the 4th time when they hit me up, they called me and was like, we're gonna have you, do the whatever. Yep. And I was like, yo, bro, I'm working. I don't have time to do it.
Yeah.
So I can't
literally
come.
Working.
Yeah, I was literally working. So I was like, I don't have time to come and do the show. You feel me? And what I was grateful for was first the opportunity to go.
Yep.
But bruh, do you understand what it feels like not to have to go? You feel me? Like, yo, we had already hit the New York Times bestsellers list. I ain't had to go. Like, and again, no disrespect. I'm sure other opportunities will come. And if it's the right time, we'll go do it. But I literally, because of y'all, I had already hit the New York Times bestseller list. I ain't got to go on no TV show that I don't want to go on. I don't got to go. And again, I'm not mad at TV, but the way TV is done, you spend hours going and you get a 3-minute spot,
right.
A 5-minute spot. I'm like, whatever. So I'm just so grateful, bro, that people put us in a situation where we have options. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got options. We don't have to do certain things if we don't want to do certain things. So that's the thing that I want to say thank you for. Like, you're allowing me to own my own time and own my own future and own my own whatever. I was with my family at the time. Yeah. All of us was together for the first time and I don't know how long. And so I'm just grateful, bro, that y'all went out and bought books because y'all still keep the power, with us.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't have a lot of great pharmacy or drugstore experiences, right? Last time we came back from vacation, my son got an ear infection. He's in the pool all day. So we take him to the hospital, get the prescribed medications. Of course, the pharmacy in the hospital didn't have it. They sent us to another one. We get there and it's a crazy line, guys. And listen, This is why I want to introduce you to Amazon Pharmacy. Yes, that Amazon. Amazon Pharmacy delivers a better pharmacy experience that delivers directly to your door and works with most insurance plans. Amazon Pharmacy helps you to save time, save money, and most importantly, stay healthy. There's transparent pricing so you know what you'll pay before you pay, and that's amazing. Prime members can save up to 80% on their prescriptions. And like I mentioned earlier, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans. And check this out. If you ever have any questions or problems, real pharmacists are always available at Amazon Pharmacy no matter what time of day or night. Your medication gets delivered right to your door, so there's no more rushing out to the store hoping to get there before they close. A pharmacy that works for your life, with meds delivered to your door. It doesn't get any better than that. Switch to Amazon Pharmacy and save time, save money, and stay healthy. Learn more at amazon.com/success. That's amazon.com/success. Again, amazon.com/success. Average savings based on usage and Inside RX data is compared to cash prices. Average savings for all generics are 78% and 37% for select brand medications. Restrictions apply.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Doc? My bad.
One of the other things, boy, what's up, baby? You all right? Yes, sir. One of the other things, man, that I was, just thinking about. It's funny because I was talking to Toby, and he's got a big concert coming up, and it's like 50, 70,000 people there or something like that. And he was telling me about the set and set list and all of this and the 50-person choir and all of this big stuff. And he was like, tell the truth. See, you didn't see this when we was talking back in the day. Like, you didn't see this. Like, you might have thought like, oh, okay, well, like I could do a little something, but you never saw this. And I was like, I had to admit, I was like, nah, I ain't see this. Like, I knew it would be something. But as I'm thinking back to us meeting, right, OSS, Michigan State, us quitting our jobs and being like, all right, let's go. And I think it's been fun for people to see the journey. You know what I mean? Like literally, like I was looking through some videos the other day. I'm like, wow, we were really like in the grind, like getting paid out of a vending machine. Did you, obviously being the visionary of the company, being our leader, to the New York Times bestseller, did you see this? Like, and if you did, what did it look like? Or did you see something of this nature?
I always saw thousands of people rocking with us. Mm-hmm. And like, the Martin, the Malcolm thing, like I saw the community rocking with us. I don't know that I ever saw us getting on mainstream without getting on mainstream. Mm-hmm. People don't know. Like we in Lansing, y'all. Right. We not in Atlanta. We not in New York. We not in LA. Like we live in Lansing, Michigan. You feel what I'm saying? Like we I don't even know if most people, like I tell people, Diddy be pissed. Why you keep telling we in Detroit? Okay, first of all, we from Detroit, so I ain't lying, and we're an hour away, but most people don't know.
Oh, I promise you they don't.
First of all, I live in Grand Ledge. You definitely don't know where that is. So
Every time I say I'm from Lansing, people be like, Lansing? Yeah, Michigan. Oh, is that close to Detroit? That's the only thing.
That's what they say.
Yeah. So you just say Detroit, make it easy.
Right, that's why I just say Detroit. So I'm saying, bro, we not mainstream. Mm-hmm. We in Lansing, Michigan. Don't nobody know where that's at. Yeah. But yet we're considered to be one of the top in what we do. Whereas most people, that's big time, they from a major city. You feel me? And I think that's probably why too, like I don't really be getting into TV and wanting to do TV shows. And so like if you live in LA, you go right up the street. You live in New York, they right there. I'm sure even Atlanta got CNN, whatever. Yeah. I'm in Lansing, bro. I gotta get on a plane to do all that. Yeah. So did I see us ministering to thousands of people and having thousands of people rock with us? Yes. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know we was gonna be this diverse. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't know that every culture was gonna be rocking with us and every age group was gonna be rocking with us. Like I ain't see that. Like I ain't see, bro, I'm telling you, I was in, I flew to San Diego the other day, went in the, like the parking area, older black dude, bro, E.T., I was like, I almost felt like my grandma whipped my butt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like my man older than me, he talking to me like this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, relax. Facts. He was like, E.T., I was like, you rock with me? He was like, bruh, rock with you? Bruh, I was rocking with you when you was out jogging in Detroit, downtown with the Joe Louis Arena pit. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He's like, bruh, I've been listening to your stuff since day one. I was like, yeah, the book? I already got the book. And he was like, he said, I ain't trying to fan out. He was a driver. He's like, can I get a pic? I was like, yeah, you can get a pic. Yeah. So I never knew
Yeah.
I never knew the world was gonna be rock with Australia, Japan, like everybody. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then when you talk about mainstream, I never saw us in mainstream. I never saw us like, bro, we're on the New York Times bestsellers without, like, we ain't been on no TV show. We ain't been on HBO, Cinemax, Hulu, Netflix. We ain't been on none of that. And yet we still, I didn't see it. I didn't see this part.
So you just saw a larger version of what we were doing before, which was being in the schools, being in the prison, which we still are.
Yeah.
You know, but you saw a larger version of that, but not necessarily
A label. I ain't see us being on the label without being on the label.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like we didn't create our own label, but I didn't see that.
So I wanna teach a little bit on this podcast, and just you know, I believe I learn from story. You know what I mean? Like that's how I am. Like when I look at, you know, Master P's story, like I always want to hear. Like I've been studying Tyler Perry real heavy lately, like looking at his trajectory, you know, from what they call quote unquote the Chitlin circuit, and like how now my man, like I was watching the BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm talking about every commercial for every show was Tyler Perry, and I'm like, wow, my man didn't like really ran a monopoly in this thing in a good way. And so I was thinking about our own success in terms of getting to the New York Times bestseller, and I don't know.
Get a USA Today sometime.
USA Today,
LA Times. Get them there. You know what I'm saying? Give them theirs too. Don't separate them.
So all of those lists.
All of the lists.
And I was thinking about, okay, how did we get here? Like literally, like not just like, all right, we work hard and consistent. We know all of that. But like literally, how did we get here? And so I was going back over the formula, and I think it started with us, to be honest with you. It started with the debacle with the shirts, right? Many people know that I messed up our first $5-6 grand by buying shirts that missing the E on breathe. When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breath, right?
Then you'll be successful.
So I botched that. We bounced back, got our bread up, bought those shirts, and those shirts allowed us to buy that first book, right? Like we used shirt money to buy the first order of Secret to Success, which was our first release of a book. And so talk about, like, to somebody out there who's got dreams of, and maybe it's not New York Times bestseller, maybe it's I want to be the top producer in the world, I want to be an actor, I want to be, you know, have my own business, a restaurant, whatever. Talk about the importance of now going back, UOU, really believing in the grind and really believing at that low level that we were at when we started the shirts and the books and stuff like that, that we would eventually not exactly know exactly where we were going to be, but know that we would be where God was supposed to have us.
So I want to say this, man, and this has been on my heart lately. You know, I feel we are successful because we kept the main thing the main thing. And for those of you who are especially like operating in your gift in this generation, in this culture right now, this social media culture, I really need you to hear what I'm telling you. We kept the main thing the main thing, right? Now, no disrespect. Again, you always got a preference with this because young cats be taking stuff, you know what I'm saying, just be taking stuff personal. I'm an OG, and everything I say is to help you succeed and stay succeeding. I think, the biggest distraction right now to most people is everything other than what you really want to do. You feel me? I'm just being real. I feel like the biggest challenge that most of y'all gonna have is the actual thing that you do and you love to do and the fame. Right. You feel me? Like, I'm just being real. You on social media now, there's a fame that could potentially come with what you're doing. Yeah. When we was doing what we was doing, we really loved going to the school in Crenshaw. Yeah. We really loved getting up in the morning and working on, you know, whatever we were doing. Like, we really loved the Secret to Success program. The Advantage is what it was called in the beginning. We really loved 1825. So watch what I'm trying to tell you. When you're going through hell, if that's what you want to call it, that's what y'all young people like, we got everybody haters is what y'all call it. Sometimes it's just the process. It ain't no hater. It's just you got to go through the process. And I was telling somebody the other day, you know, I've been married over 32 years. I was telling somebody the other day, I don't look at it as me and Didi went through no trials and tribulations. My wife said this. Didi was like, yo, I'm grateful for what we went through because I know you love me and I know I love you not because you blew up. Like, y'all don't get it, man. Like, You don't know what it's like to be with people who rocking with you after they saw all your, like, when somebody know the worst of you and they still rocking with you, you know they really care for you. And there's a different hustle you have when you know that a person ain't with you for what they can get for you. So I'm trying to tell y'all, you looking at the struggle. It's not a struggle. It is, do you really want this or not? And a lot of you want the fame. And so what you end up doing is when stuff get hard, you go away from what's hard to go to the fame. You go to what, we kept doing what we're doing. Why? Because we love being in the middle. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I said no to a show that could have exposed me to millions of people. Why? Because I don't need a million more people, y'all. Meaning what? I knew week one who really rocking with me and who not rocking with me. And a lot of people have to buy the book now. Why? Because Amazon say you should buy it. Like it's coming up on your Amazon thread. Audible say you could buy it because it's coming up. No, I'm saying before Audible said it was dope, before Amazon said it was dope, it's about 15, 20,000 people that went and bought the book. That's my real people right there. Not the millions that's gonna buy it a week from today because other people said it was dope. And a lot of you are not gonna be successful because the main thing is not the main thing for you. I never let success, whatever. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say that's gonna probably get me in trouble with some of y'all. So I was recently in an event in New York. Bro, I promise y'all, New York is another level. Everybody coming in with the Gucci. Everybody got the Gucci, the Louis, and I looked at some people and I was like, yo, you messing yourself up. Not that you should not reward yourself, but you in this room on something different. Like we in this room to learn. Right. You're not in here to learn right now. You in here so everybody can see who you are. Yeah. You in here so you can take pics with people and go online and say I was in the room with Earn Your Leisure. Like you in here like, yo, I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying you shouldn't take pictures and memorialize the day. Yeah. But I'm saying, if you don't keep the main thing, fame will take you somewhere that you weren't intentionally trying to get to. Success gonna have you somewhere where you weren't trying to get there in the first place.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking on your credit score? I didn't think so, right? But guess what? Somebody should, and at Chime, that's exactly what they do. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/success. Again, that's chime, chime.com/success. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank, NA, pursuant to a license from Visa USA. A Chime checking account and 200 qualifying direct deposit is required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary and some user scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM.
What I'm telling you is we kept the main thing, the students. Bruh, I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. I still do the success series every week at Michigan State, bruh. I tell my agent, if it's a gig on Monday, don't give me no gigs on Monday. These students need to be with me. I still preach. Don't give me no gigs on Saturday. Like I'm at church. So you got 5 other days to find me a gig. Bruh, why? Because I always wanted to preach. And I always wanted to teach these kids at Michigan State. And I'm not gonna let a $100,000 gig take me away from, y'all missing what I'm saying. The main thing ain't the main thing for y'all no more. The thing that you loved and you was doing, you ain't doing that no more. Now you chasing success or you chasing something else. So for me, money has revealed what I'm about. And money only gives me an opportunity now to really do more of what I always wanted to do. And that's schools, and that's prisons, and that's say no to stuff that I don't want to do. I don't want to be on a talk show. I'm not trying to be funny. And I'm not saying I would never do one. When Sway hit me up, I want to do Sway. Why? Because Sway been rocking with me before I blew up. So I'm not necessarily trying to do XM radio. I'm trying to be on for 15, 20 minutes with my boy Sway. Does that make sense? So I'm not trying to be on no new show so that 1 million more people can follow. I'm not interested because 1 million new people, it may not help me to win a Nobel Prize. If it is, all right, I'll come on your show. But I'm just saying, we kept the main thing, and we use vehicles to help us keep making the main thing. So the book wasn't written so we could get pub and we can get on shows and people can know who we are and people can say we big time. We wrote the book because the book now gives us a title that's opening up doors where I can call the warden and say, yo, bro, we want to put this book in not only for free, we have 5 people buy 200 that they want to donate, and I'll come into the prison for free after they read the book. And then my homie, she put a curriculum together so when they read it, they can learn the vocabulary words, they can do better on the SAT or the ACT, they can get their GED. So I'm just geeked, bro, because we kept the main thing. Now we're able to do the main thing on the left. Remember when we couldn't even get into school? Remember when people was like, Eric Thomas, who was that? And no, we can't have him come and talk to our kids because they got instructional time where they got a test to take. Now I walk into a city, I pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm in town, can I come to your school? It ain't no background check. It ain't no fill out no paperwork.
Right.
It's what time can you get here? And we'll make sure all these kids in the auditorium when you get here.
No, it's true. And again, I'm floored by the response from the people.
Right.
As much as they've shown us love over the years, this has been one that just, when you have a plan, God laughs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had a plan, and we stuck to the script. And I agree with what you're saying. Talk about the brick by brick philosophy, though. Like I really, and I want to take it back to even before you and I met 15, 16 years ago, how this path that you're on, you kept the main thing. I don't know, and it's in here, and we talk about it quite a bit, but go back to those early ET years when you found that gift, but you may not have known the correct track. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think there are people out here who, all right, I hear you. I'm ready to keep the main thing. I'm ready to go to work, but they're early on, and they may not see that vision like we have now. Like, we're laser focused, and people say all the time, like, oh, see, everything y'all do, everything y'all touch turn to gold. Well, I know what not to touch no more. Right. So it's not the truth. It's just, I'm just very strategic about what I touch. But back in the day, a lot of stuff I wasn't touching stuff and it was gold. I was touching stuff and it was turning to wood.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what was gold.
Yeah.
And this is what y'all need to focus on. What is gold that you should touch is not your ideas. It is your idea and your big vision that's getting in your way. I'm just being real, bro. This generation what's really hurting y'all is your vision is what's hurting you. Because you got this big vision, when you wake up and the big vision don't happen, you pissed. Like, you're not even hurt by your haters. You're not hurt what's going on around you. You're hurt with your own brain. You're hurt that you wake up and you're supposed to be a millionaire. You woke up the next day and you're not one. You wake up one day and you're supposed to be on top of the world and you're not on top of the world. It's your vision that's killing you. Now, I'm not telling you to get rid of your vision. What I'm telling you is, when you are a child and you want to play basketball, you do not start with the doggone NBA finals. When you're a child and you want to play basketball, the first thing you realize is you got to learn how to dribble. That's it. You got to learn how to dribble the ball. You don't learn the rules. You ain't talking about no 5 fouls. You're not talking about traveling. When you're a child, the first thing you do is you dribble. When you're a child and you're not into nothing, your first thing is you want to know how to talk, you want to know how to walk. Here's the problem. If you would stay focused on the process, every dream you have will become a reality. What do I mean by that? Any dude that's in the NBA right now, let me tell you what he's doing. And maybe CJ got the terms because I ain't play basketball. Any dude that's in the NBA finals right now, he is a phenomenal dribbler. That's what he is. He's a phenomenal dribbler. I'm sure Steph Curry don't practice being in the finals. He practiced dribbling. He practiced, what is the thing called when you take the ball, you put the ball through your legs? Cross. I'm telling you, I don't play basketball, but I notice when kids first start, they dribble, and then once they learn how to dribble, they start putting it through their leg, and they start walking, and they got to put it through their leg, and they got to walk. Then I noticed that they got to learn how to pass the ball. Then I learned they got to learn how to shoot, and they don't shoot first from 15 feet. It's this box, and they got to learn how to go put it in. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is that when you wax on, wax off, then when you get into the karate thing, you can ask, but Mr. Miyagi didn't start my man off with fighting. He started with paint fence, wax on, wax off. And for many of you, you so focused on the doggone fight and who you gonna be when you fight and winning the black belt that you're not doing what black belt artists do. They just wax on, wax off. They just paint fence. And you never get discouraged when you paint fence. Why? Because you can paint fence. You get discouraged when you try to make yourself a black belt champion and you ain't got no control over black belt champion. What you do have control over is paint fence, wax on, wax off. So I'm not doing nothing today that I wasn't doing when I first learned how to speak. And that's pray in the morning. I pray every morning. Ain't nothing changed. I pray in the morning. I read. I talk to my homies. I practice my speech to myself. I get in the shower and act like I'm speaking. And then guess what happens? I speak. Nah, y'all got to hear this because it's going to blow your mind. I literally speak less than I do anything else. I speak once a week probably for pay. Once a week I get paid. The rest of my time I'm practicing. Your problem is you trying to make your life speaking when that's only going to happen. I'm the best in the world and I probably speak twice a week at a major event. The rest I do free. So what I'm trying to tell you is practice. Whatever practice is for you, your craft, yourself. Wake up every day and don't worry about what the end result is. Work on and I want to say this, and don't get upset, but too many of y'all praying for opportunity. Stop praying for opportunity. You don't want an opportunity. You don't. You want to be ready when you get the opportunity. You don't want an opportunity. Some of y'all praying for an opportunity, and I gave you one today. E.T., I want to speak on stage with you. If I let you come on stage with me right now, if I let you come right now, I just left Chicago, 4,000 people. Come with me to Chicago and get on stage. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get on stage. You're going to be nervous. You're not going to know what to say. And people are going to look at you like you a fool. Like, why would you bring that person up in the first place? Wait till after you do 150 gigs and then come ask to be on stage with me. Wait till you master those and then come on the big stage with me. Why you want to come on? I've never heard none of y'all go, hey, E.T., can we come to that free board you doing on Monday at Michigan State? None of y'all ever asked me to do that. Y'all all want to get on the big stage with me, but I ain't even on the big stage. I'm at Michigan State every Monday, but you never asked to come to Michigan State with me because you don't see the glamour and the glitz in that. But you see when I'm on stage, the 4 grand and Nikki and Jose and Isaiah is clipping up the clips and I'm in slow-mo and I'm on front of 5,000 and you see me, that's what you want to do. You want the clips that they show on Monday. You want the clip. You don't want to do the work. And that's what? I don't care about them doggone clips. I'm grateful for them, but I care about the people in the stadium. That's who I care about. And so if we never recorded it, which we didn't do for years, if we never recorded it, I still want to do it. You only want to do it if the lights is on and if the cameras is on. You only want to do it if you got a camera crew. And so that's what I did. See, over the years, I embraced the people, I embraced the process, and I let God decide how far he wanted to take the celebrity boy. I never wanted to be a celebrity. I never thought about celebrityhood. I never saw myself as the rich and famous. Matter of fact, I went to eat the other day and a young lady saw me and she came in and she was like, got her phone. I was like, you want to take a picture? And she was like, I'm shaking. I was like, do me a favor. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. You don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect yourself. She's like, what did I do wrong? I said, what you nervous for? I'm a human just like you a human. Yeah. Don't make me more than you. The difference probably between me and you is I stayed on my craft for 30 years. You 29, 30 something. She said, I'm early 30. So you couldn't do what I'm doing anyway, because I'm 52. So you couldn't be where I am anyway. I got 20 years on you. Don't do that. You are a human, I'm a human. We both humans. Don't make me into something bigger than that. You want to take a picture because you follow me? Cool, I respect that. But don't walk out of here thinking you can't do what I do. You're a human just like me, and you can do more than me because I didn't have the internet like you got it. So you can listen to me and be further than I am when you hit my age. So I would just say, bro, the process, practice, be what you really about. And yeah, one day, whatever celebrity is, whatever you want. I told you I live in Lansing. I live in Lansing for a reason because I'm human. I don't know if I want to deal with the challenges of LA. I don't know if I want to deal with the challenges of New York. I don't even know if I could be as pure as I am if I lived in Atlanta. I don't have the slightest idea. I stay in a small town because I don't have to deal with, let me just say this, because I want to help somebody. I need to be transparent with you. I don't deal with the same struggles y'all deal with. I live in Michigan. It's cold 9 months out the year. There's just certain temptations I don't even have to fool with. It's cold. You live in Miami, you might have some temptations. They might be year round. I don't have the slightest idea. I don't have a beach. I don't have to deal with that. You think I'm playing. The city I live in is intentional because I'm human. So I live in a city that it don't have a lot of temptations. Ain't nobody driving around in Rolls Royces and Bentleys. They got Ford Fusions. You got an F-150, you killing the game, right? I don't have to look at Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Mercedes Benz. I don't have that struggle. I live in a very small town where they shooting deer. That's what they do. They shooting deer. That's their thing. They shooting deer. They going up to Traverse City. They going up north. So I'm just being honest. Make the main thing, and create an environment where it's not a bunch of distractions, and you can make the main thing the main thing.
We've been so blessed as a company to be able to travel and experience different cultures, but one of the biggest challenges, not being able to speak the language. And if you're anything like me and there's foreign languages that you regret not learning in school, it's never too late to start with Babel. Babel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can finally cross learning that new language off your list. With Babel, you literally only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Other language learning apps use AI. They use artificial intelligence for their lesson plans. But Babel's lessons were created by over 150 language experts, and they're voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. There's so many ways to learn with Babel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee, so you got nothing to lose, all right? So start your new language learning journey today with Babel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/success. Again, that's Babel, BABBEL.com/success for up to 55% off your subscription. Babel, language for life.
Yeah, you spoke about, social media. One of my favorite quotes is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And, I tell people maybe it's luck. Like, I feel like, not luck, but there was some fortunate circumstances that I feel like helped me and E, just to be real with y'all, right? And again, maybe helped me, which obviously helped us because, we've been rocking. You say you've been with D 32 years, and I'm like, dang, we've been together 16.
Yeah.
I'm like half of your, you know what I'm saying, D. But I wanted to say this because as I'm thinking back, one, I told y'all before that I think we were blessed to have the age gap that we have. He's 12 years older than me. And so we didn't have that like rivalry of like, who's gonna take the lead. It was always like E was big bro. So it was like, I never had a problem being like, all right, cool. And E always be like, oh, I see the boss, he in charge, he'll make the decisions, whatever. But he and I both know when he called me at 9 in the morning and say, hey, I talked to God, this is what we doing, I'm just gonna roll with it. And I'm not gonna ask any questions. I just execute whatever the vision is. So I feel like the age, it was a fortunate time for us in terms of when we met each other and me being green and not really knowing what was up and you already kind of rolling and I was able to just come support. But the other thing that I feel fortunate about is, I'm gonna be real, like social media wasn't a thing like that when we started. So I didn't even have like somebody to look at, one, to try to mimic what they were doing, two, to be jealous or envious of what was going on and feel like we weren't doing, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I'm deep enough to, as a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, that if I saw somebody who was like the ET and CJ of the internet and they was driving around sweet, doing gigs all over the world, and we was doing these little elementary schools and middle schools and not getting paid and getting paid out of a vending machine, I don't know that I would have been disciplined enough to stay the course and not start chasing different stuff, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does.
And now, y'all don't have that same luxury if you're not where you want to be, because now you looking and you watching, if you want to be you looking at the top producers. If you want to be an actor, you looking at the top actors. If you want to be a musician, if you want to be a chef, you looking at the chef who got 487,000 followers. That didn't exist for us. Yeah. Tony Robbins was popping, but we didn't really even like, we didn't see like,
he wasn't in our world.
He wasn't in our world, one, and then two, it was like, it wasn't like you saw him daily. Like some of y'all, for real, you need to unfollow some people. Shout out to Toby, unfollow me. You need to unfollow some people because it's not healthy for you to look at if you're trying to blow up and be a chef and you looking at your stuff and you got 687 followers and you watching the chef with 3 million followers do his thing with the lights, camera, action. That may be actually stunting your growth. And we didn't have to deal with that. So talk about not having, you and kind of how we came up and how do you get people to stop comparing themselves and stop feeling like, oh, I'm a failure because this person started their career 3 years ago and I started mine 3 years ago, and look what they're doing and look what I'm doing. Like, talk about the process.
Well, I didn't have social media, but I did have HBCU. So I went to a HBCU. And when I got there as a GED recipient, bruh, it was probably social media. You know what I'm saying? In terms of cats could dress. You know, the young ladies was looking at the dudes that had dreams and goals. Wasn't nobody trying to hook up with no GED recipient. And that was pressure for me. But I'll say this. I think the one thing that I did do well when I was in college is I value my style, because I realized if you ever try to be somebody else, you're not gonna be good at it. Like, that's the easiest way to kill yourself, is to try to be somebody else. That's the easiest way to fail.
Make sure y'all caught that. He valued his own style.
Yeah.
Just make sure you understand that. Like, don't breeze past
it. And it wasn't even like I was number one in the world.
Yeah.
But I valued the fact that I was transparent. Bro, you gotta understand something. I was transparent at a time where it wasn't cool to be transparent.
Right.
Like, I was transparent when your parents, like my mom got pregnant at 17 and had me and got married when I was about 5 and hid who my real father was. Bruh, my mom will tell you to this day she pissed at my aunt. I don't even understand. My mom was pissed at my aunt for telling me that her brother was my father. I'm like, I don't even understand how you could, like, how in the world could you be mad at somebody that ain't your blood? That's my father's sister. And she just was like, yo, I need you to understand, you my nephew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your grandma. And that dude right there, you don't really know it, but that's your father. Like, how you gonna be mad at my aunt for that? You feel me? But the reason why my mom could get away with that, because back in the day, it was a culture of, bro, I ain't trying to put nobody business on the street, but you'll have your uncle molesting and back then, wasn't nobody saying nothing.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody, like, your own family members would be molesting or be stealing from, and it was supposed to be like no snitch rule. Like, you don't say nothing back then. You feel me? It just was like a thing in the black culture. It was taboo to tell the truth. And so I didn't grow up transparent. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up, you supposed to hide. Your parents getting a divorce, ain't nobody supposed to know. Or they might stay together, but they ain't happy, but nobody's supposed to know that, and you just come out the house and act like everything was okay. So I didn't grow up with transparency being cool, but I felt comfortable being transparent. And even though the world around me wasn't cool with it, I was like, yo, I'm not about to lie like y'all lying in terms of that. I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna say, and so while I went to school, you weren't supposed to be hip hop. Hip hop wasn't even cool back then. Like, I'm like an 89, 90 student. Hip hop wasn't even.
Right.
People was dogging NAA out.
Yeah, that was, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I will say that. I told you, we ushered that in. I believe that, because when we were coming up, everybody had on the suits. I look at SportsCenter now.
Yeah.
They coming on SportsCenter with the fitted.
Bruh.
I'm like, wait, you back in the day, it had to be full suit. They got J's on them. Like, oh, okay, yeah, we had a little something to do with it.
No question.
You know
You feel me? And so I was just comfortable with being myself, being urban, being myself. And so when I would see other dudes do it more, dictionary, thesaurus, using the Queen's English, I was like, bro, I ain't about to try to do that. I'm talking about, bro, I had cats that were so sweet. They would have 5 pages written and they would be speaking from a piece of paper. I'm like, how you pull that off? They would be boom, 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 boom. I'm like, bruh, how you do that? But then they would look at me like, how you going for an hour and you ain't got no notes? And so I was just like, yo, I'm not about to be him. Because if I try to do him, he gonna kill me. I'm just gonna stay myself. And no, the establishment didn't like me, but the students was feeling me. Cats was like, yo, I don't even go to worship, but if he's speaking, I'm speaking. So I stayed true to myself. I stayed true to my dress code. It's funny, I'm with John Maxwell today, and they was like, hey, we having a dinner. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Brandon was like, he don't do dinners like that. I was like, I only speak. Like, that's what I do. I might look stupid sitting at a dinner talking to you about politics, so I don't do that. So anyway, I said, hey, Brandon, you might want to call, because this hotel look like they on shirt and ties downstairs. And I ain't about to put on no shirt and tie to eat a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? I'm just about to do it. So he was like, all right, I'm going to call and figure it out. But I'm just saying, like, I'll be willing not to go to a meeting if I got to take my shorts and my flip-flops off. I did a podcast the other day. I ain't had no shoes on. I just felt this. I just want to be in my sock. And my man was like, E, I've been rocking with you for 15. Let's go. So I'm just saying, I always felt comfortable in my own skin. I didn't feel comfortable being somebody else. So I would just say to people, I just think it's important for you to love yourself first, love the gift that God has given you, love how you do what you do. And here's a big thing for this generation. I know it's gonna hurt you, but it'd be better to have 1,000 loyal followers than have 10,000 and 9,000 ain't really with you. They just own their, you feel me? Like, yo, why you need 50,000 people if you really know only 1,000 rock with you? I'm just saying, get rid of the other 49,000 people and stay with the 1,000 that you got. And that's what I did. I said, I'm gonna stay myself, and whoever rocking with me gonna rock with me, and the 300 gonna win the war. We don't need 3,000 to win the war.
Yeah, one of the other things that you taught me extremely young was to be of service, right? And it sounds like a cliche now because you hear people say it like, oh, you need to serve, whatever. But not serve with the intentions of getting something out of that person, but serve with a genuine spirit. And I think as you're talking, about the 1,000 instead of the 10,000, we really built this whole movement on service. And that's something that you've been on from day one, and not just when the cameras are on or, oh, I'm going to a school and everybody watching, so let me try to be of service. Like, I tell people all the time, we would have this is way back in the day, before any celebrity, anything, we would have an event at the church and you would be mopping the floors. And you would be the last one putting up chairs. And you would be the one, closing the building down. When clearly you were the leader, you could have left and there was other people to do work. Talk about how service has played a role in your success.
Well, first of all, it's the African way. It's like, that's where our people come from. Like Harriet, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? And people don't realize the further you get away from the root, you lose that nutrients from the root and your tree gonna die. So I don't do it because I'm sweet. I do it because my ancestors did it and I see the success they had doing it. Number two, as a leader, if people think that you above them, you sweeter than them, they not gonna be loyal to you. But when they feel like you love them and you're there for them, they're gonna rock with you in a different way. Like Malcolm wasn't mainstream per se in the way that maybe Martin was, but I don't know if you saw, what was the name of the Harlem, Godfather of Harlem? And Malcolm came with his crew, and the Italians had their crew, and they was like all up on top of with their guns, and Malcolm had just had his few dudes, and my man was like whatever. And Malcolm was like, look here, bro, they got guns. My dude's willing to die for me. What you want to do? Like flat out, they got guns. But there's some dudes on that roof that want to be in your spot. Like they want to be the next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Malcolm was like, none of my dudes ain't trying to take my spot. Like they loyal to me. And so it's different when you got people rocking with you that will die for you versus people who they're with you for what they think they could possibly get. So for me, I take care of people, people gonna take care of me. I know if I die, Jalen taken care of, Jada taken care of. You feel me? Like generations to come, if my kids, people gonna be like, your dad did this for me, your granddad did this, your great granddad. So for me, it's like, if you're gonna be with people, why be in a surface relationship? If you're gonna be with people, why not be with people, and have some depth? So serving creates an environment where we get past surface and we can get some depth.
You mentioned legacy. Shout out to Maul, who's the
legacy
legacy talk king. But I'm wondering now with knocking down GED, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, #1 motivational speaker, New York Times bestseller, Nobel Prize on the way. Like, how much, as you now in them early 50s, does legacy, do you start to think about the legacy that you're leaving in the world? You know what I mean? Like the audio, like somebody said the other day, I can't remember the book, but it was in our group chat. Somebody was like, man, this book still.
Oh yeah, Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
He died in 55. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Right, was still like a bestseller. And I can't remember what you said in the group text, but it made me think like, wow, like, yeah, this book gonna outlive you.
Yeah.
You've always been very like about the moment. Like that's one thing E was always on. Like, yo, we're gonna handle like what's in front of us, and maybe because we always have so much going on. I swear, sometimes I'll be like, oh, we're gonna get a break. We're gonna, I'm gonna have some time to. E like, nope, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. But how have you started to let yourself think of the legacy portion, not just in terms of your kids, but in terms of your own legacy with accomplishments
that's all you think
like
about.
this?
At 50, that's all you think about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about 50, but 50, you kind of like, this is the last year of youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you 50, it's like, this is the last year of youth. You know what I'm saying? 60, I'm like, if y'all go like, we're going to have like a baseball tournament or we're going to go hoop, I go out there, you know what I'm saying, at least give you a quarter or two.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? 70, I don't know if you can still suit it up and go out there. So honestly, I do. And, I ain't grew up in Cali, but I'm around some dudes that, from the Cali perspective, whatever, they be like, what up, OG? You know what I'm saying? I ain't grew up in no gang culture, so OG, I'm like, I don't know what that means. But when I was about 48, 49, cats like OG.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit. Because they call me Unc now, and I'm like, damn.
Well, 49, 48, 48, 49, they start saying OG, and I was like, OG, like, boy, I whip your little tail out here. But when I hit 50, I was like, yo, OG.
OG, yeah.
I was like, OG.
I gotta wear it. I gotta wear it.
Whether you want to wear it or not, it's like, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? And
you're calling me that.
And you blessed if you get there. Because, just growing up in the street, like my boy Eric Thomas, he died when we were 16. He got shot and killed at a house party, skipping school. So I'm like,
said they trying to call you OG because they trying to soften you up, take your spot.
Yeah, well, no, the spot ain't gonna get taken. But no, I do see now, here's what 50 has done. Stop fighting with the next generation. Like, stop competing with the next generation. Now it's time to get in the blueprint and help them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Before I was competing with them. And so it's like, yo, bro, you can't compete when you 50 and they 20, 30. Like, they look up to you. So you can't compete with somebody that's learning from you. Now you got to become their teacher. So now I'm in a different role. I'm like, I'm not trying to accomplish nothing no more. Like the New York Times bestseller, that was you. I never said to do that. You was like, we need to do that. And praise God, by the grace of God, we did it. Like, I don't know how we would have felt doing all of this work and we didn't hit it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying.
I could have spun it. I'd have been like, see, even when we don't get the goal, you know what I'm saying? I had something ready on the low, but don't worry about it.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have to pull it out.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, that's my job. I'm a strategist.
Yeah, but now with the babies, it's like, you got to train the babies and teach them how to get to where you got to without taking as long as you took.
Okay.
And be real, I called Tony the other day. It was like, Tony, we need to do a documentary on myself, and maybe Inky. But I was like, yo, to be honest with you, when you look at comedians, you can go back before Red Fox. When you look at football, you can go Jim Brown. When you go music, James Brown, Jackie Smith. Like, when you go motivational speaker, urban, bro, you can't go back.
Yeah.
Like, I took from what white culture started and made it hip hop. You can't go back and see no hip hop motivational speaker. Les Brown was the first one to do it, but be real, Les had to do the corporate boy. Like, Les wasn't doing the hood like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you created a genre. You can't fight with the people that you created, you opened the door for them.
Right.
You taught them that they could do it. You can't be competing with them. So now that you've established yourself, no more establishing. From this point forward, it's teaching, it's curriculum, it's being a bridge, a builder to help them to get for where they are. You feel what I'm saying? Because where can you go like this? So you the one did it, so you the one got to help them. So no, as an OG now, it's like, nope, no more competition, no more, whatever. I will tell you what this book showed me though. I ain't supposed to be writing a whole bunch of more books. Like, most of the books got sold in audio. So it's like, that's your legacy, audio. People go to hear your voice. So now you just got to be creating 2-3 books a year, and that's your legacy. Like, you keep creating, and kids listen now. They don't read.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I'm a real OG, bro. We had typewriters, bro. I'm like, bro, we had typewriters, bro. Hey, bro, I remember when whiteout was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whiteout was real. Like, you take it.
My bad. I got you. Hold up.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, maybe the white strip was around. I don't know.
Right, and pen right over that joint. This is what I meant to say on the low.
But now I got adults saying, oh, you don't know how to write in cursive. Don't nobody write no more. Then nobody write.
There's a few letters, I promise you. Maybe like some capital joints that I'm sure I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Capital G, I'm like, I don't know. That seems a little rough.
I'm just saying, everything is, so it's like, yo, it's a new era. So it's like, you got to teach these kids now, not necessarily that, but this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm ready to I'm ready to make my legacy teaching and helping people get,
Okay,
on this
last
next level.
last question. So as it relates to that, right? So we know that the legacy that's already being left in terms of, I mean, man, when people think Eric Thomas, we talk about it, we think motivation, we think energy, we think Christ, we think, getting up, praying, all of that. Is there anything left in the legacy that you like, yo, I gotta show them this before I'm done with this career? Like, is there anything else like that the people are missing, if that makes sense? Or is it just more of what you've already been on, or has anything like pricked your heart? Like, man, I see everybody talking about the grind, the success, the motivation, this, but they not getting this.
Yeah, I think, man, what I got to do a better job of, it's like, you can give a man a fish, you know what I'm saying? Or you could teach him how to fish, or you can help him go own his own pond. And that's the thing I got to do now. Like, I got to help this generation learn how, to own their own. And again, the reason why I say because I see a lot of new kids who are teaching kids. Like, my mom was 17 years old, so I used to be pissed. But then as I got older, I was like, yo, she was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? She was a kid raising a kid. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you 17 years old, bro, that's young. You pregnant at 17.
Right.
Like, that's young. You starting to think about your child in your womb at 17, and she had me, she just had turned 18. That's tough. So for me, I'm seeing a lot of young people teaching young people. And it's like all they teaching them is how to make money, how to monetize, how to make money. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I would jump in that cause with you and tell you to help people make all the money in the world if I knew money was the answer to everything. But it's not. Like, bro, you can make as much money as you want and still be in a terrible relationship or pick terrible relationships. I saw something the other day, somebody was like, okay, this is my last relationship. Somebody I went to college with. They had posted like, this is the last relationship I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna try it one more time and then I'm through. And why is that? Because you were never taught how to do relationships. Nobody ever taught you how to do them. Everybody just taught you like how to maybe you attracted to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and be physical with somebody. But nobody's ever taught people the art. I look at us. Nobody teach black men how to be in business together and how to have two total different backgrounds and just ways of thinking and still work together. Nobody's taught people how to go, like even dudes, I'm buff. Bro, I know somebody who buff, but his liver, his kidneys, nobody teach people how to be healthy, how to make sure when you go in, your blood works. And I don't care how your muscles look. Ain't nobody judging you on your muscle, it's your blood. Nobody teaching people what type blood are you, what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating. Nobody's teaching people how to be spiritual. Like, nobody teaches people how to have a relationship with God. People teach you how to make money or give tithes and offerings or learn the Bible. Nobody teach you really how to have a healthy relationship. So for me moving forward, it's like, yo, I gotta teach people self-actualization. Like, I gotta teach people how to really be happy with themselves. Like, you did a podcast, like, yo, happiness is the new currency, not money. Like, health and wealth is the new currency. Like, people ain't mentally, emotionally happy or healthy or wealthy, but people telling us to go make money. So I gotta teach people, man, how to live to their best in every area. Yes, go get that bread. You cannot pray at the gas station. You can't go to the pump. Our Father, pray that 20 gallons of gas will go. You gotta pay for that.
Gotta pay.
But you also can't be in an unhealthy relationship and put money in the bedroom and y'all roll over the bedroom and wake up and have a healthy marriage. So I wanna teach people that there are areas and you gotta be strong in each one. And only I can do that. You can't be 22 out here teaching. I was with a kid who 18 who came to an event with us and spoke. And I was like, yo, little man good. But I was like, you gotta teach him that you can't just teach principles. You can't just go to schools and teach principles. Oh, you gotta grind. That sound good, but how do you grind? And how do you get through trauma? Because you're not grinding because your daddy beat your mama and you saw him beating your mama. It ain't that he just ain't grinding, but it's some trauma that he got to get through. So for me, man, these last prayerfully 50, these next 50,
for sure.
I'll be able to really help people to get that balanced life.
Man, You Owe You is the book.
You owe it to yourself. Yeah,
come on, man. New York Times bestseller. But guess what? We still need your help. We trying to go beyond the New York Times bestseller. We trying to get to that next level. So listen.
What's the next level?
The next level is Nobel Prize.
Okay, that's the next level.
And we need y'all to blow this book all the way out the frame so that we can continue to do this work, so that he can continue to do this work. And so that we can eventually get to that next, after that Nobel Prize, we need to set another goal.
Okay.
Because I feel like we coming. You know what I mean? So
okay, don't do it too soon. I just need, I don't know what that next goal is.
I don't want you dying after you win it. Like, all right, Steve said that was the last thing. And they put the medal on your neck and you just fall over. Like, I need you to have another goal so that you can
okay, well, let's go out to eat afterwards and celebrate. Let's turn up,
celebrate
do a Nobel Global hookup. At least I'll die partied. I want to die right when I get the medal.
Man, so thank you, seriously. Thank you to everybody who's bought the book, putting it in schools, putting it in, corporate, the prisons. It don't matter, man. This book is for everybody, and y'all have done an amazing job. I'm proud of you, man. Seriously, this was big.
You as well.
You put a lot of work into this. I'm talking about every day, driving me nuts, calling me, hey, see, you remember when? I'm like, bro, I don't remember, but I'm gonna go with it. But we got it done. Shout out to Leslie as well, who helped E with this process.
Thank you, Penguin.
An amazing partner. But most of all, man, thank you to all of y'all for supporting because, hey, it looked pretty, but
you bought it before you read it. You didn't even know what was inside.
Man, you bought it before we read it. Right. Because I'm gonna be real, that last pod we did, we had the cover, but I think it was a John Maxwell book on the inside. We didn't even tell y'all. We was like, we got it right here. I might even flicked open the middle. Like, now, chapter 7, you said how to win friends. No, that ain't right. So anyway, man, thank y'all, man. We love you. Maul and Carl, we'll see y'all later. The rest of y'all, we'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself. All right, make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.